So from now on, whenever I see something, I'm like, hey, would I have done it if I was doing it for someone else? And if yes, why not do it for myself? My name is Conrad, and I've embarked on the mission to live my best life every day. And this season, I'm traveling around Japan, focusing on a new aspect of self-improvement every week. This week, I explore what loving yourself truly means and how to do it consistently in your life. It's time to level up. Love is actually something that makes me feel alive and makes me feel like I'm taking care of myself. It makes me feel like I deserve to be taken care of, that life is just so good, that I'm so fortunate to be able to see and feel all these things. So why don't I take advantage of what I have and love myself enough to, go through these experiences, really feel myself, mind over matter, be as positive a force as I can in the world, and just do what I can to improve myself and to live a good life every single day. So hey guys, we just got to our next destination, and I thought this was a great time for us to just really reflect on how the week has gone. She's my sister, and for our end of week reflection, I thought it'd be nice to get her take on how things went this week and have her share with you guys how she experienced this as well, so we get more perspectives. As a quick recap, basically every single week we're just trying to go to a new area and part of Japan to stimulate us to really grow in a particular direction. And this week was all about love, right? And how do we love ourselves more? And I think for me, it's been very interesting because my definition of loving myself more has always been about, these are all the things that I spend time doing for other people, right? Resources, time, money, whatever. And typically the way that I show love to others is based on how I would want to receive love myself, right? Of course, there's these tweaks that I might do to help better speak their love language. But generally the idea of loving myself, at least on this trip, right, has been, how do I do all these things that I've, really just prioritize others with and apply them to myself? How do I, take care of myself the same way I would take care of another person? So, and this is like very important to me because there's this whole idea, right? Especially if you're on a plane and the oxygen mask drops down, the first thing you're supposed to do is to take care of yourself, where you put your mask on yourself first, and then you put it on your neighbor, right? Whether it be your kids, your parents, whoever it might be that you need to assist. Because if you don't take care of your own oxygen, if you don't take care of yourself, you're not gonna be able to help others. So for me, like, this week has been really, important in driving that. And I'm just curious for you, Vivian, like, what does loving yourself mean? And do you feel like you did it on this trip? Do you feel like you've done it so far in the last week? Like, have you loved yourself more than you would love yourself previously?
When I didn't love myself, it was more like I couldn't get out of bed, I couldn't eat, shower, brush my teeth, just anything that would just take care of my physical body. So on this trip, I was able to take care of myself more. I bought a bunch of different pharmaceutical ointments because I've been getting bruises a lot and some cuts here and there whenever I go out, as well as like sunburn. So I got like some aloe vera to apply on it. So yeah, it's just a lot of taking care of like these external injuries that I've been getting. Been very
therapeutic. Yeah. I'm curious, like, is there also like a psychological element to it where, because you're taking care of yourself, like applying ointment, do you feel like you're deserving of more care? Because sometimes like your mind reacts to your body, right? If you start, applying stuff and taking care of yourself physically, then your brain starts thinking, hey, maybe I deserve this. Maybe I deserve being taken care of. Like, did that happen to you this trip?
I don't like the word deserve. But
it's meant to be, maybe? Like, you're meant to be taken care of.
Like, there's no reason for me not to be taken care of, kind of thing.
Yeah, I think that's super important. Right now, we're kind of looking at, our kind of adventure or journey to become our best self in terms of phases, right? And right now we decided like, hey, every 3 days to a week, that's a phase, right? Last week was our phase to loving ourselves more and Because I think, again, that builds a foundation of you actually being able to do more stuff, right? If you don't take care of yourself, if you're deteriorating instead of improving or at least maintaining every day, then how do you do more things? How do you move on to the next stage? How do you become better and better if you don't just focus on the baseline? So for me, that's the foundation. So what I hope is that in this journey, we don't actually end up like losing our progress as well. Everything that we've found out in the last few days that we enjoy in the ways that we take care of ourselves, whether it be doing exercise, right? Trying new things that we've always wanted to try, taking baths. I took 2 baths in this trip. It's super funny, like maybe, a bit interesting, but like I have a bathtub at home and I never use it. I realized I have a lot of things at home that I never use. Like I have a balcony that I don't use. I have a bathtub I don't use. And I started thinking to myself, like, okay, what are the situations I do use them? Oh, well, when I have guests over, right? I say, hey, you should use the bathtub. Or when I have guests over, let's go to the patio and let's sit there for a while and look at the sun setting. But why don't I do that for myself? I don't do that when I'm myself. I don't get it, And for me, one of the things was like, hey, how do I see a bathtub, let's use it, right? We're in a brand new place right now. I'm not gonna tell you what it is. You're gonna find out in the next episode. But it's a hot spring town. And I see hot springs, let's go use them, right? Let's really do the things that I put off doing. Sometimes I don't feel like I deserve doing it by myself. I'm like, hey, someone else needs to be there for us to enjoy this together. And I think that's wrong in the sense that I can do it for myself too. I can do it by myself as well. So those are all things that, I hope doesn't go away. Also journaling, right? Meditating, doing breath work. These are all things that has helped me so much in being more mindful. I think loving myself really was accelerated or at least enabled on this trip because I was taking myself out of a lot of stimuli back at home, a lot of people I felt like I had to take care of, a lot of people that I felt like I had to show up for, and again, nothing that they asked for even necessarily. Some did, maybe explicitly, some didn't, but just the pressure of trying to be someone that other people want you to be, I think is the antithesis of what loving yourself means. Loving yourself means that you be the person that you want to be. And to me, that I think is, something that I discovered through this journey. And again, not saying that everyone needs to go and a trip to Japan and figure this out like this, but again, hopefully the things that we are learning can help you stimulate you in your journey to be the best person that you want to be as well. And it all starts with love, really, because if you don't love yourself, who will? So I think, Vivian, what is the most important thing that you learned in the last week? If you could distill one thing that says, hey, if I forget everything else, right, at least this is one thing I'm going to continuously do. I'm not going to stop doing this because this is the most helpful thing to me. I'm just curious, what would be the thing that you would say?
I think learning different breathing techniques has helped me a lot. There was one day I was feeling pretty low after I woke up. I didn't really know what to do, but then I used an app and it taught me how to breathe. And once I was able to breathe using that technique, I was able to feel a little bit better, get out of bed. So I think breathing can really help you in the morning.
I think that's amazing, actually, that you found that out. I was meditating on this a little bit because, as you know, I also recently learned a breathing technique that was taught by a shaman when I went to Bali recently. Taught me this amazing technique where you first breathe in with your stomach, then your chest, then your throat, and you kind of make some interesting sounds as you go through it. So you can think of it like and this breathing technique, if you do I think 10 times in a row with 2 to 3 second intervals, it's just amazing. And at the end you hold it and then you hold that breath in, and it reminded me a lot of how people recommend you deal with panic attacks, right? It's all about breathing. It's about getting oxygen in, right? And holding it and knowing that you can continuously get oxygen in, because sometimes panic attacks make you feel like you can't breathe, right? So again, something as simple as that, right? Breathing is loving yourself. So I think what my takeaway is, and hopefully yours, is find this one thing that helps you remember to take care of yourself, to love yourself. Loving yourself can be so many forms, right? It could be, deep introspection. It could be breathing. It could be, taking care of your skin, taking care of your body, ointments and whatnot. Take advantage of the things that you have so that you can do the things that you want without waiting for someone to give you permission per se, or to, give you an opportunity, because you can give that opportunity to yourself.
My question is if me being here has any effect on that as well.
Yeah, I think that's a great question. I was about to say, technically, I'm not doing it myself. I am doing it with you. So my perspective is accountability is important, right? And so if I normally wouldn't brush my teeth, right, because I'm lazy and I don't want to do it, I will now get up and brush my teeth because I also want to encourage you to do it. I'm like, hey, let's brush our teeth together, right? And it becomes something that we do. Or let's go and, do this thing that's going to be good for both of us. Let's both do breathing exercises. And I think the accountability we get there is a very different thing that motivates me than what in the past I would do, which is like, hey, I'm not going to do this thing unless someone else is doing it already or someone else wants it. If someone else doesn't want this thing, I wouldn't do it. So for example, if you didn't want to go to a hot spring, I would still go. I would say, hey, okay, you do your own thing. That's okay. I'll go. In the past, me not loving myself would be like, oh, you don't want to go? I guess I'm not going to go either, because I was only going to go if you needed it. But essentially, I needed it too. I think that's the main difference. So right now, I know that I need to brush my teeth, right? I know that's something I care about. I'll do it anyways, even if you don't do it. But I'm trying to give the accountability to you that maybe you might want to do it too. And you see me doing things and that it stimulates your growth and that you want to do it as well. Yeah.
That makes sense, yeah.
Yeah. Nice, that's a really good question. Thanks for asking. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. The format of these episodes is really still up for improvement. Right now, we're just trying to live in the moment every single day, so we're not necessarily recording everything that happens as it goes. We're more just trying to reflect at the end of the day to see what happened. But I think we're going to try to do more recording of even our planning process of how we're thinking about the different things we want to do that day based on the intention that we had set for the week, right? If our intention is to love ourselves, how did we plan every single day to love ourselves? I think that might be interesting for you guys to watch as well, and for you guys to learn from. Again, this whole process is just us discovering our way. Hopefully it becomes your way as well, or at least influences you to think about what your way might look like. So this video series would not have been possible without the COEX3 family. If you haven't heard about them yet, they're a nonprofit organization dedicated to empowering creative students and second winders to realize their potential, elevate their quality of life, and make a significant positive impact. Comprising of an inclusive family of over 15,000 people in 150 plus countries, COEX3 is a hub for co-creation, collaboration, and community. They share knowledge to level up every day, tools to put your learning into action, and a community to never struggle alone. This video series proudly supports their latest initiative, Live Your Best Life, where community members worldwide are encouraged to document their transformative journeys. By sharing their personal tales of wins and learnings, we aim to inspire and guide those who yearn to make positive changes in their lives. Every milestone achieved by the COEX3 family is powered by supporters like you. To be part of this amazing journey, we urge you to find ways to support the community, or by checking the description down below to see how you can get involved. Thanks so much for being part of our journey, and we look forward to seeing you inside the community. Now that you love yourself enough to care about building the life that you want, what is the life that you want, and how do you take action towards getting there?